Hi guys, welcome back to JQ's World. So today I'm going to be talking about the new gen consoles that will be coming out, I believe this year, is the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series. So as you can see, I'm a big gamer myself. I enjoy playing video games. As you can see in the back, I have about every single console right there. Well, not everything. A few consoles I'm missing, but I'll get there. As you can see, I have the 64, I have the Nintendo Wii U. I know it was a bad console, but it was cool at the time. I got the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. But my topic for today will be about the new gen consoles and what do I think about it. What experience I had with these consoles, which is the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And how do I think that, to be honest, from my point of view, I don't think that the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series will be good, from my point of view. And here's the reasons why. So far, PlayStation and Sony has confirmed that they will not make compatibility with, PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 3 games, which is understandable because as they think they're not going to make any money out of it for people who collect games like us, they won't make anything out of it. That's for sure. So since they're not going to make any money out of, the old consoles, they want to find things to benefit themselves, even though their consoles might be costing $600, $500, or even more. But that's the thing. I mean, back then, I'll just give you a little example. There's a PlayStation 2 right there. It used to play PlayStation 1 game. Because people, still have their nostalgic, they still have their retro gaming that they want to continue playing because they had a good time with it. Since people don't want to be bothered remaking the game or doing this or going through license, I think they should at least consider, you know, doing that like they did with the PlayStation 2 or even with the Nintendo Wii that's right there. You play GameCube games. I mean, why can't you just do that with every other, with the new gens? If you really want the consumer's money, you would think what they really want. And that's something that Sony has been lacking. They just want to focus on the PlayStation 5 and that's it. It's going to be 8K and it won't have a Blu-ray, which is kind of stupid, I'll be honest. Like, you can't watch movies in there at all. And the Xbox Series, I don't really know much, but with the games that I've seen that are coming out, and the only thing that they focus so much are freaking Halo. I mean, like I said, I know a lot of people might not like this, but I'm a big Xbox fan. I like the Xbox One more than the PlayStation 4, and I'll give you a reason why. As you can see, the Xbox One right behind me, there's two HDMI ports. And with those two HDMI ports, I have these, there you go. I have this little box called the M Classic. So I can connect all my retro, gaming into HDMI connection. But since there is a spare HDMI connection in the Xbox, I can make it appear right here. And it can come out, pixely or pure HD. Especially now that we all have 4K TVs now. So that's one of the reasons why I like the Xbox One more than the PlayStation 4. And it's more comfortable to search things, to get and to buy things. On the PlayStation, on the other hand, like I said, there's a lot of things I don't like. It overheats really fast with the PlayStation 4. And every time you have like a memory card, well, not a memory card, but like the terabyte to save all your games, it always has to we have to repair it. Even if you turn it off, you gotta repair it. You take it off and put it back in. We gotta reset the whole entire, and it takes forever. And then after that, there was this thing that pissed me off about the PlayStation, was that once I took it off, all the games that were saved there, I lost them and I had to reinstall them again. That took so fucking long. Even though I have it connected directly to the internet, it should be in a jiffy like that. But no, it takes freaking forever to upload a game. To download a game. And that's what irritates me the more. Xbox, on the other hand, doesn't take too long. And every time you unplug your hard drive or anything like that, you plug it right back in, and 1, 2, 3, it's back to normal. It doesn't need to be repaired. It doesn't need any of those, stupidity. Now, the thing that both consoles failed in the very beginning, from my point of view, the VR on the PlayStation I'm sorry, it was whack. It was terrible. I didn't really purchase it. I saw a couple of games, those gameplays in YouTube, and it doesn't look fun. Compared to regular VR that people have been becoming more famous with nowadays, those are the type of VRs I'll consider, buying and playing. I guess with a PC VR, I don't know how they are. But they're very entertaining to play and it's very fun. And I'd rather play that than the PlayStation VR because it sucked. And most of the games are on the PlayStation 4 are mostly like Japanese games. Something that not the Xbox have like more more Japanese games than the PlayStation. And there are some exclusive games there, but my point of view, it sucked. Like the Street Fighter, for me, the Street Fighter Ultra was way better than the new Street Fighter 5. I did not like it at all. But there are good games that the PlayStation has over the Xbox, and that I won't deny. It has The Last of Us Remastered. It has Spider-Man, God of War, a couple of classic, PlayStation 2 games that they have there. All of that for the PlayStation, which is good and fun. But, example, if you want to play those classic PlayStation 2 games, you can either buy them or have the PlayStation Now. Which the PlayStation Now has a good set of libraries, but it doesn't have all the maybe PlayStation 1 games you want to play, or maybe PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3 you want to play. They only have certain amount, not everything. Which is kind of boring. You're paying $60 and you can't even keep them. You're only like borrowing them, but you can't keep them. And if you want to continue playing these classic games, you gotta cough up another $60. Which for me was pretty stupid. Same thing with the Xbox. You got the pass, the Xbox Pass crap. It's the same thing as the PlayStation Play. It sucks. It doesn't have anything unique or anything. Maybe some of the games that comes out early you can play them for free and whatever. But again, it was stupid. The benefit that the Xbox One X had than the PlayStation 4 was at least they gave you 4 games. Not the best 4 games, but at least it's 4 games. On the PlayStation 2, yeah, you get 2 games. One could be a good one, and the other one could be a completely failure. But lately, PlayStation have been trying to step up their games. Their 2 giveaway games that they give out. But so far, it's just been a disaster, to be honest. It hasn't been anything, cool or unique or anything like that. Now, like I was saying before, I might consider getting the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series if they can give us something good, because so far what I've seen on YouTube is not good at all. I thought PlayStation 5 would have knocked that off the park if they wouldn't kept their gun saying, hey, let's give them compatibility to PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games. Since they collected our games in the past and they want to play it again, fuck it, here you go. We'll make a machine and it will be worth your penny. If they raise it up to 700 or maybe 800. Just, hypothetically. If they do that. But since they're not going to do that and they're going to charge you maybe 600, 700 for a piece of hardware that does not have a Blu-ray player, is what? You can't play classic games unless they're going to make you buy another freaking PlayStation Play now. Basically, the both companies, what they have is capability. Capability. Ugh, I can't even say the fucking word. Whatever game you have on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox, you can transfer it to your previous thing, so you won't have to buy it twice, which is kind of unique. That I will say, it is freaking unique. I won't lie. But again, it's just for those consoles. That's it. If you PlayStation announce saying, hey, you know something, we won't make this piece of hardware, for you guys to play or your CDs, but we might consider bringing back all the nostalgic, video games that you guys have played before. They maybe can work on a license deal. They can win money on their side. Sony can win money on their side. If, let's just say they want to bring back Resident Evil 2, the classic Resident Evil 2, and then they upgraded the graphics and whatever. Oh no, sorry. Whew, bless me. If they want to, upgrade a little bit the graphics, I'm not saying completely from the old game. For then, okay, you want these things, you can either purchase the PlayStation Now, or you could purchase separately, which I believe is more better if you purchase separately than having the PlayStation Now, to be honest. The PlayStation Now is just useless. It takes up space, it takes up, how you call it, it's just annoying. And you need the internet to play these games, which is kind of stupid. And that's one thing I need to emphasize completely on both of these damn consoles. Stop with the internet bullshit. How the hell the Nintendo Switch, I'll give you, Nintendo Switch, you buy a season pass of Smash Brothers, downloadable content. Once you download it, it's there. You don't need to do any of that. You can't do that with the fucking PlayStation 4. You can't do that with the goddamn Xbox. Why? They're more bigger hardware. They should have pieces that be like, okay, you downloaded it. Okay, you might not have internet, but fuck it. How you call it? There you go. You can still play with your DLC. You can still play with your map. You can still do all these things. It just is mind-boggling how a small little piece of plastic has more features than these two things that are supposed to be way better, more futuristic and shit. It just is mind-boggling completely. And with the CDs, for example, you have these. I have this Xbox hard drive right here that's like an 8 terabyte. But I'll give you an example. If the terabyte inside the Xbox, that's 1 terabyte, is completely filled up, and I want to maybe put in a CD, or I want to download it digitally, that same hard drive that you have is useless, because it has to be saved in the Xbox. It can't be moved into the to the terabyte. Why? Then what's the point of buying the terabyte then, if you can't do that? It's like a PlayStation 2. You have the game, but you have the memory card. And if you save it there, okay, it's gonna be in the memory card. And if this memory card filled up, okay, put it away and get a new one and bang. That's it. And most of the games there are CDs, but these are digital or CDs. You can't put them in the hard drive, and it makes no fucking sense at all on both consoles. And that's why I'm surprised that they wanna, up the prices on the Xbox Series or the PlayStation 5. And that's one thing I don't want to buy it, or I think you, the consumer, should not buy it as well. Just wait it out. Maybe something better might come along. Because so far with everything that they've shown, it's boring, it's bland. Like, they make the graphic looks amazing, but when you get the fucking game, it looks like shit. And that's the thing why I'm trying to warn people, trying to say, hey, don't waste your money on this, don't waste your money on that. Like I said, I have these things, and I'm having so much fun with them. But there comes a time where you get fed up with it. And it's not, it's not like, example, I can afford it, I can buy it. But for the average person that can't afford this and has to work their asses off or do a lot of overtime to purchase this thing, it's not fair for them. At least give them something back. Give them whatever their money is worth. Don't just try to be greedy, because so far, this is one of the reasons why people are returning back to the nostalgia, because they wasn't so greedy compared to what they are now. I'll give an example with Fortnite, with all these damn battle passes and shit, too much DLC, 2K and all that. Like, it makes no goddamn sense. You're wasting money for something that's not gonna do anything. For skins, skins are not gonna make you better. Tokens to buy an umbrella, all that other shit, man. Like, it doesn't do, even Mortal Kombat, you got skin outfit, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't make you a better player. It doesn't benefit you. The only one that benefits you a lot is, example, Crash, Crash Nitro, the racing game. If you buy their shit, yeah, it's gonna benefit you, and you're always gonna win because you have the better car, the better equipment. Even though it's not fucking fair for the other person that's busting their ass and playing the game. It's not fair for that person who's like, oh, I want to buy it too. No, that's just fucked up. You're just showing them how to cheat at this point. And it's not fair. It's really not fair for them. I'm just saying, right now, both of these consoles have their pros and cons, but right now with the new gen, it doesn't look like they're doing anything to make it better or say, hey, buy this because we're gonna give you this. If you really, I'm gonna give you an example right now. PlayStation 5, the company of Sony and the company of Microsoft. I'm gonna give you a couple of options. You don't even have to pay me. I'm throwing you free ideas for you that will make you money and will make the consumer happy. I hope you're listening to this. I really fucking hope you're listening to this. And watch how I can make you guys a lot of money and I'm not even fucking even trying. Let's start off with the PlayStation 5 and then we move on to the X. No. Yeah, PlayStation 5 and then we move on to the Xbox Series. This is how you can make a lot of money on this shit. Watch. PlayStation 5. If you want, if you even have a heart, you will make these games compatible. PlayStation 1 game, PlayStation 2 game, PlayStation 3 games. You make them compatible with all the CDs that are there. I guarantee you, you will win the console wars, as they say, if you do that. And you could put it the price whatever you want, people will buy it. Adults, new generations, everyone will buy it. But if you decide not to do that, it's your loss. Completely your loss. And if you don't want to, like I said before, make it because it costs too much or is not worth it, then try to able to have an actual library of all the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games that you can purchase. And I mean all of them, all the PlayStation 1 games, all the PlayStation 2 games, all the PlayStation 3 games. Have a full library and sell them. I guarantee you all those companies will come back and be like, let's try to work on license or whatever. And like, because we want money too. Right? Those companies want money too. I'll give you an example. If you put Shaolin Monks, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks there, for let's just say $15. Even though that game used to be like $60 or $40. If you put it for $15, I guarantee you everyone will buy that. Everybody will buy that. You put the original classic Metal Gear Solid, the first Metal Gear Solid. People will maybe buy it since it's a classic game. $25. Because it's a classic game. But they will buy it. Except doing the stupid PlayStation Now pass. Screw that, man. Just have the regular PlayStation thing that gives you 2 games and you can play online with your friends. Just forget the PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now or play whatever you fucking call that shit. Forget about that. Sell these games individually. It will make you more money than having that monthly subscription and crap. And make sure when you download a game, the game is stuck in there. It's not gonna go anywhere. And you don't need internet to fucking play the game because it's fucking stupid how the Nintendo Switch can freaking do that, but yet you guys can't do it. It's fucking mind-boggling completely. Now, if you hear me, Sony, and if you agree to that, I guarantee you're gonna win a lot of money. I'm throwing you how you call it. I'm throwing you advices for you. If you want to hear me, great. If you don't, it's your loss. You're the one that's gonna lose this. Now let's go with the Xbox Series. The Xbox Series really got how do I say this? Step it up completely. Because so far we've been just watching Halo. Come on, dude, be original. Yes, you had Gears of War. Okay, whoopity fucking do. But again, you can't do anything more with the Gears of War franchise, especially 5 when it's over. I mean, there might be a sequel to Part 6 and whatever, but nobody's gonna care at this point. I'm surprised you haven't, made Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 3, or any other classic Xbox game that you had in the past. You made a State of Decay game, but that shit is glitchy as fuck. You had a Part 1 and a Part 2, and it still doesn't fucking work. Now you plan to make a State of Decay 3, and what, you guys are gonna have the same problem? And you're supposed to be the new gen consoles? Step up with your games completely, and do the same thing like I said. If the Nintendo Switch can do it, you guys can do it too, because it's a small little contraption. And you guys can if we have the hard drive and everything, if the freaking if the Xbox Series gets filled up, alright, we have the hard drive, it can continue going on and processing somewhere else. And then another thing, please, this thing has a 4K movie. You can watch all your 4K movies. As you can see, I have movies all over freaking here and there of 4K movies. I have them there, and I enjoy watching the 4K movies on the Xbox. But if you take it away on the Xbox Series, then it's a waste. You're giving less to your consumers. Don't do that. They're gonna hate you for it. They're gonna get pissed off for you for it. Now, this is the benefit I can give you, Xbox. Create original games. Just like PlayStation has doing with their Spider-Man, with their God of War, with their Last of Us. The first one, not the second one, because I already said that game's a piece of shit. Anyway. And now, the thing that's gonna make you money. Back then, you used to have the Kinect. Wasn't really popular because it sucked, let's be honest, it sucked. And there wasn't really too much good games. You had like the virtual fighting game, you had that workout crap, you had Just Dance. Maybe it was a little, fun once in a while, but then when it gets repetitive and boring, nobody wants to do it. Then you gotta deal with copyright claims, with the music and everything, Just Dance. So no one can really record it or anything like that. And they can't make money out of it at all. Even though that's another thing, I don't even know why they do that. But bring back the Kinect for a good reason. I tell you why. If you bring back the Kinect, Microsoft, you have, I believe, more money than Sony. A lot more money than Sony. If you bring the Kinect back, what you should do, since example, we're living in a pandemic world now. And people are not going to be playing arcade games or freaking, the air shooter games. Have air shooters, a lot of air shooter, classic air shooter, or create new air shooter games. Imagine all those, air shooter games that you have, like Time Crisis 1 to 4, House of the Dead 1 to 6, or whatever, how much there is. How you call it, all the classic retro air shooter games. And if you create more for your benefit, that's even better. People want to be able to, point their TVs and shoot, especially that you have the Kinect. That will be better than playing the fucking VR, that's for fucking sure. And except, playing the game as, I'll give you an example. Let it be like the arcade, where you can continue as much as you want. Not like the console version where you only get 9 lives and after that you're done. Even if you're a pro or a terrible player, you won't be able to finish the game, I bet you and guarantee you, if you start making original games, and if you bring the Kinect back to have only the air shooter game, people will buy that in a lot. You can upgrade the graphics of each of the air shooter games. You can even make it better by, I'll give you an example, let's go with House of the Dead. If you had House of the Dead, and back then it was on the Xbox, you had House of the Dead, and except having 2 players, imagine having 4 players. Sharing the screen together. Shooting all the zombies, the bad guys, and everything. Now imagine you have the online version of that game. And except playing with, if you have no one to play around with you because of COVID-19, you have people to play with online, and you can put your headset. You can say, hey, there's a zombie over there, bam, block me, cover my 6, or whatever. I guarantee you will fucking make money by the loads. I guarantee you on that. If PlayStation don't want to take my advice, maybe you could take my advice. And you can, make money out of that. I promise you, you will be making a lot of money out of that. And if you want to go retro, since PlayStation don't want to do that, buy a lot of retro games. Get the license of retro games. Get Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom. Get all those classic retro gaming back. Upgrade and make them look less pixely and more HD. Get your own Xbox arcade stick. Be more retro since PlayStation don't want to do that. Keep the 2 HDMI cords that you had on this machine. Don't take it away. Because you'll be losing that. Just look right now. Just with that, I can connect my Nintendo 64, PlayStation, my Nintendo Wii, freaking PlayStation 2. I can connect everything on that Xbox and make it transfer to over here. The only downside of the transfer is that you can't make it, whatever you connect, any device you connect, it can't come out more HD quality. If you can try to fix that with the new gens, then you have right now a golden opportunity to step up your own consoles and beat the PlayStation 5. Now this is between you, Sony, and Microsoft. If you guys want to hear me and take my advice, you guys can make money up the ass. That's one thing for sure. But if you don't want to listen, you want to continue doing this corporate bullshit and charging people for stupidity, people will get fed up. Just like what happened to The Last of Us, Sony. The Last of Us 2. They got fed up of your bullshit. You called it a masterpiece and it backfired on you badly. And it ruined your reputation on that as well. Because you decided to be very stupid and lie to your consumers about that. And cover up a complete scam and lie on that game. Xbox, you're no angel neither, but I believe you can step up your game if you want to. And don't think because it's pretty and all that's it, that's all you get. No, step up your game, make original games, or bring back games that people have been demanding, like Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2, all these other classic Xbox games that you had in the past. Try to bring those back. You have money, you can buy license and whatever. But again, that's just my point of view. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to JQ's World. If you guys have any suggestion what I should rant next, what I should talk about or review, leave it in the comment below. Also, now that I have everything nice and organized, I will be doing retro gaming. I will be, continuing the other gameplays that are left behind. I do apologize. I have been working a lot during this pandemic, and I want to bring you more gameplays. But again, my job has kept me busy day and night. So right now it's even hard for me to do these type of videos, especially late at night. And one more thing, I will be continuing recording with the Elgato. The Elgato will only reach the 1080 60 frames per second. But I'm just waiting on Black Friday, hopefully if there's a Black Friday. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be investing on a big PC that will be recording all these gameplays in 4K high definition. But I have to, do my research on buying the perfect PC. And buying, the Elgato chip as well. And having them all installed right here in my little office right here. And then I can just pass the wire and everything and make all my games come out on 4K. But until that, thank you guys for watching. Take care, have a good night, and I'll see you soon.